upload those videos. So you should wait until it has finished to upload, because I think that is beyond our knowledge. Because in fact we are using people's platforms. That is the YouTube. You understand that we Africans, we don't own YouTube. But anyway, I think they have their problem. They have problem with their platform, and I'm hoping they will check on that soon. So yesterday we were checking some data visualization. I'm sure you guys got most of the concepts. So I think we can just finish up with the data visualization. Then maybe we can call it a day. So let us wait for the file to open. I can just use. I think I had opened this file. Yeah. I left at a place where you were to check the how to draw charts. And, let me just check that charts. Yeah. Because I believe we checked the histogram, how we draw the histogram. Did we check how to draw a histogram? Yeah, we were using the random values. I remember that. So I think you can just move on to matplotlib, pie chart. Um, Also in matplotlib, we have pie charts, and we use this function that is called pie to do what to draw these charts. And in fact, it is quite easy to draw a pie chart using matplotlib library, because I think you just need like 5 lines of code, and then uh, you should get maybe what a pie chart. Let us see that in action. I think we can paste these lines of codes here. I think that one will save us time. So remember, the first step is always like to import this matplotlib dot pyplot as a PLT. And I remember you guys, I said this one. You can name it whatever word you want, but uh, you can always use the PLT. I think it makes sense because it is a PLT for plot. And then you import your numpy as NP. That is for numbers, and then Python. So NP. I think that makes sense. So uh, after importing those libraries, and then we can have maybe an array here, and just call it Y. Um, yeah, let me just call it Y. Uh, and Y array holds our values, and that is 35. We have 25. We have 25. I think you should change this one to something different. That is 35, 25, 30, 15. Yeah, I think we can have those 4 values. After that, now we can invoke the plt.py method to draw that pie chart. So I think I should indicate what I'm trying to achieve here. So this is drawing a pie chart. There should be pie chart. And then I can just use the plt.show to show that to show that what to show that chart. Um, let us wait for it to run. But I'm sure we should get a chart. I don't know why it is taking ages to run. Um, I don't know what is the problem. Oh yeah, I think. So this is the pie chart, our pie chart, and you can see it is divided into some four partitions. We have the blue partition, we have the red, the green. I don't know. I think this one is orange. I'm not good in colors, so I believe this one is orange. Um, but if you get such a diagram, you you just wonder uh, what does this like mean? Yes, you can see it's a pie chart, but it is not labeled, so you cannot tell what it represent. You can maybe yeah, I think we can add some labels so that maybe it can make some sense. Yeah, so we can even add title. We can add label these partitions. I think we will soon see how we do that. But that is basically how we create a pie chart. Um, so even I think the next thing that we should check is how to add labels to the pie chart with the label. Again, we are using the label parameter, and again it is quite easy to create to even add those labels. Let us just move forward to adding those labels. How is this called? I believe it's yeah, it's here. So I think you can just define some labels. I don't know what you guys suggest. Can I have a suggestion? What should we label? How should we label these partitions? Anyone? Yeah, I think so, someone can just suggest. How should we label these? Partition blue should present what? Any suggestions? I think in this class, ladies have decided not to talk. So can I have Winnie? Winnie. I think Winnie will tell us how we are going to label these. Winnie, can you hear me? Winnie, or any other lady that is willing to help us. Sharon, I'm hoping Nyamoya you can hear me. So how should we label these pie chart? Sharon Nyamoya, leo mliamua kugoma. Any other Anne? Oh, Anne has suggested something here. Let us just check. Uh, Anne is saying that we can call them employees' salaries. That is a good suggestion. I think you can. I think you can just label them employee. employee salaries. So I think you can just have a list here, salaries, and then have a list here. But again, we will be forced to change these values. We can have that 5,000. There is an employee who is paid 25,000. We can have an employee who is paid uh, no 150 is 150 is a lot of money. I think it should be 15,000. So we should have okay. Let's say that that in an organization that we will have our marketers. I think you should have our marketers being paid what? Uh, marketers, marketers, marketers salary is 35,000. We can have we should have marketers and let us let us have what? Let us have marketers. We have cleaners. We can have what? Asset manager. An asset keeper. I think manager is a fancy name. We can also have who should be paid maybe 15,000 in an organization. I think you should make this one maybe 65,000. And let's say we have software developer. But this one should be a junior. Yeah, I think we can have that. So that now we can label these. What we are just going to add here is another attribute that is called label. Then you can just pass, is it salaries? I think that this is the right one. Let me just check the what it's called, the syntax. I think I'm not wrong. Mm, so let me. How is this? I think it's just right below here. I think I should call salaries labels. If that makes sense. Uh, labels. Yeah. I think you can now try to rerun these and see what will happen. Hoping I'm recording these. So I don't know why this collab is taking so much time to run these simple codes. Oops, I have an error here. Uh, should be labels. I think I have a I've omitted something here. Should be labels, not label. Yeah, I think now this one is beginning to make some sense because we can see we have cleaners, we have marketers, we have asset managers, we have software developers. Yeah, I think this now is making some sense. So what is just remaining here is to add adding just a title. I think that should be our next what our next thing to add here. Did I include that in the notes? But again, it should be just simple thing because you can use the title function. I think I showed you how to do that. Just use the title function here. I think I did include it in the what in the pie chart, but you can use just plt dot title, and then we can just give it a fancy title here and say it's employee salaries in bounty analytica. You can just rerun that and see if we will get that. I'm just wondering why this collab is taking so much time to run, but I think all of us can see that. So that is employee salaries in Bounty Analytica. Yeah, I think now you can draw your pie chart. You can just practice that using different values. So are we good? Or do you have a question? Any question on pie charts? That is quite straightforward. Any question? Do you have any question regarding pie charts? Thumbs up if you are good. A thumbs up. I think Diabo, that is Vince. Yeah. What about the rest? Sharon, Winnie, Aiga, Jonah, yeah. I think from mine, yeah, we good. Michael Kero is good. Yeah, I think most of us are getting these simple concepts. So what we do next? I think we can just check these explored attribute. in pie charts. I think you guys will enjoy this course. If you were to prepare a pie chart like this one, let me just show you. Where is that? Like yeah, good. Like this one. You see now that we have a post like a post is is like it's divided. It's divided from it's we call it an explode. What we are getting here is an explode, having a post divided from the rest of the pie. And also there is something that I left. That is something to do with you can even add a shadow. Like you can just see this pie chart is quite different from the other one that we were having, because this one is having labels, it is having an explode. uh, what else is it having? Yeah, it has an explode and it has labels. So I think you can just go through that very fast, and then uh, yeah, I think you can just go through that very fast. So we are saying that maybe you want one of your wages to start out. The exploit parameters allows you to do that. I think you also achieve the same thing with Excel. I don't know the last time I used an Excel, but anyway, um, let me do what I do best. So we have each value represent how far from the center each wedge is displayed. I think we can uh, I think you can just have that the export parameter, if not, if specified that not none, must be an array with one value for each wedge. I think you can just specify these values where we have your explode, and we have to pull a post wedge 0.2 from the center of the pie. So the rest can remain zeros. So this 0.2 is just the distance from the center of your pie chart. So you just have to include that. So let us just see that using an example here. Where is it? This I think I had already created this. Hmm, it's just somewhere here. Yeah, like this. I think I can just comment out these. Not my labels, but my explode. And, I can just have that one deleted. Then you just try to run these and see the output. Let us see this. And by the way, you can visualize your data using this matplotlib, like using the programming language instead of maybe having used what visualization software such as Tableau and the rest. You can use. I think you can be different and try to use these programming languages. I think now you can see that now we don't have an explode, but at least we have shadow. This is what I'm calling shadow. So if I happen just to not include shadow here, you notice that I just have just a simple circle without a shadow. Let me just show you that. Um, um, Let us just see these. You can see now you're having just a simple circle, but you can make it more fancy using some of these attributes such as shadow. You make it to, you just set it to true. You can even go ahead and add some export here. This is just showing your skill, showing off your skill, or showcasing your skills. This one will just uh, let us see this one now with an export. It's good to showcase your skill, especially when you understand these codes. You can always show off your work. Yeah, I think this one is it look better. It has shadow. It has an explode. Um, cause the main aim of doing this visualization is making sure that you have used all the attributes here, just to make sure that you visualize your data well, rather than having maybe just a simple circle and some colors. Yeah, you can even check the documentation and see how even you can change these colors to match your case. Because I don't have blue apples. uh, at least bananas, they can be, I don't think we have even yellow bananas. I mean, or like orange bananas. You can even change these colors to match your case. I think you will see that from the documentation. Uh, just try to be more innovative when it comes to these visualization thing. So I was just requesting if let me just see. Um, Now that we are 17 of us, can we extend this to saa tatu na 15, or maybe to saa tatu? We had some 25 minutes, so that we can at least cover how to import. We can use data from external sources. Uh, uh, is that much to ask from you guys? Uh, can I add some 25 minutes so that we can complete today's lecture? At least we learn how to work with to visualize data from external sources. We have Alvin is with me. Any other person who thinks that we should add maybe 25 minutes so that we can at least cover that. He, we have Eric, Michael. Yeah, should we extend? Well, let me see from Wema. Wema, what do you think? And also Winnie, and also Sharon. What is your take on that? And even Brianna, I think.
It's okay.
Okay, okay. Yeah. So that at least we can cover. We can see how we can now use external data sources to visualize these data. Thank you very much for after studying that, hmm, yeah, let me see. Yeah, you are here. So I think that is all we have for that. You can even customize those colors if you want. I think I'll send you the link. I'll send you the. I think it is also covered in these. Some I'm talking of. You can set colors of each wedge with colors parameter. Um, yeah, because it's quite easy. Let me just show you that. Let me see this. Instead of having let me see this. Do we have blue apples? I don't think we have blue apples. And this was supposed to be something to do with we have cherries, we have bananas, we have what other fruit? Let me have a mango. Yeah. So to change these colors, you just have a colors list here. And I don't know, apples, they are, which colors are apples? I'm sure the green. No, not green. By the way, we have green apples, right? I'll assume today we're having green apples. I don't know if we have made one. Um, we have yellow bananas, yellow. So someone wants to box. Who is that? I think someone has raised his hand. Oh, is that okay? We can have yellow bananas. What about cherries? I think they are red. I'm not sure. And mangoes, I think they are yellow. No, we can have green mangoes. Or they will conflict. Yellow will conflict. We can have another. Let us have some apple, bananas, cherries. We can have. So someone to suggest another fruit that has a different color. I think ladies, you can help us out here. We have apples, bananas, cherries, and mhm, who is willing to help us with this?
No.
Yes, we can have passion fruit, which is you can use purple. I think that yellow. So we are just going to add another attribute here that is called colors, and we can equate that one to our color here, and I can just use let me just call them my colors. I can have my colors here. I think that one is quite. Let us now see the output. Oops. Oh yeah, I'm missing a comma here. There should be a comma to separate the attributes. In fact, let us just see the output. Oh, so we have now yellow bananas, we have green apples, we have red cherries. I think this one now makes sense. Uh, because remember, if you are dealing with visualization again, colors should make just by look of colors. You should like you should be able to like to relate what maybe you are trying to say. We can't have green, we can't have maybe red bananas, and we can't have black cherries, assuming that now cherries are red here. So I think that is that with colors. Um, so let us just get to the next thing. I think you have seen how to add a shadow. Um, yeah, to add a list of explanation for each wedge, use a legend. I think this is what we're calling an explanation here. We add some use a legend function to. You realize that in this example here, where is that example? Just right here. You realize that here I have a box here that is just trying to in case now you omit these labels. I'm assuming that now you don't have these. We have omitted these labels. But even I can exclude them in oops, I'm deleting colors instead of labels here. So like you are just passing we are just passing colors, which is my colors, and then you're just passing the values. So I think you can just have, you can run these and see the output. And I don't know why this collab is taking so much time to run. So you realize, let me just see this. So I think these labels, you can only have a legend whenever you have these labels included in your attributes here. But this is the legend here. Let me. I can have this. This thing is taking much time to run. Yeah, this is the legend. It's just a box with some explanation. Just tell you that yellow in yellow we have bananas. I think you guys know these. Huh? It's just it's just easy. I mean, to add a legend, just use that function. Just like below here. Um. So having said that, I think you can just let me see if there is something else that I've omitted here. Legend with a header. You can even add a header for legend, like adding. I think you should see this one must be interesting. And then so that now we can see examples using external sources. Uh, let us see this one. We are saying that we can give these like that legend of ours. Oops, kwani imepotea. Let me, where is this? Yeah, it's here. I'm saying that you can add a title here using this. Let me just paste this line of code here. Just PLT legend and then just name the title. You have 4 floats. Just quite easy to get that. You have the 4 floats. I think not in here, but I think it should be here. Let's just try to run these once more. And where is this? This should be below here. So we should delete that. You will also check in the documentaries how to position that legend. Now that we are working with visualization, you can see we have these we have this in our title. We have 4 floats and then we have these. So in the documentary, what you're going to check is how to move these legends to a different position in your chart. And also, I don't think if you have this legend, I don't think you have you must label these. You can just look away of doing away with these labels here, but you include them in the legend. I think that is an assignment that I have given. So you should the person who will get that, I think you should share that in the group. Um, so let us just see how we can now use I think you noticed we have been using hard-coded values, and I don't think there is an organization that will tell you to use hard-coded values to visualize data. You will always have data from external sources. Uh, it isn't, I don't think it's quite different, uh, but I think you can just have an example here. Yeah, I think you can have an example here how to use external sources to visualize data. So in my case here, I just want to use Should I import these? I hope I had these import. Let me just check these. Yeah, I think you can import these. Let me just import these data. And also, I think there is a person who was asking about these data sets. There is a website that is called Cargo. Now that you guys have learned this visualization concept, I think you should visit Cargo and try to work with different data sets. Like this one is an interesting data set. It's also in Cargo. It's called the MNIST. You should try and work with this. You can also work with this California underscore housing underscore test. And also train. I think this we will see this one in, is it machine learning, where you have the training set and the test set. So having imported my data here, that is data. So the first thing, or the first, let me just copy these. Do I ever have somewhere that I have used? Let me just, yeah, I think we can just use these instead of having to write that code again because of time. Or even I can, but this one is quite long. Let me just try to work with these. Yeah, just doing scatter using an external data source. So the first step, you're going just to import pandas as PD, and you're also going to import matplotlib as PLT. So the next thing that you should do is now read your data set. I think by now everyone should be able to read these CSV file, that is comma separated values. In this case, I'm just calling it a data frame, which is equals to pd.read underscore CSV. And then I'll just include the path here. That it is in content, and then it is in sample underscore data folder, and then the file name, that is data.csv. Before I even maybe try to draw anything, the first thing is always to test if at all you have gotten this data, and that is what I'm trying to do with data frame.head. I remember this function. I'm hoping you guys can remember what head function do. Can I have someone telling us what the head function do? Can you have a lady this time? What does the head function do? Just to check on you guys if you're following. Can I have Wema? Wema, what does the head function do? Or another volunteer? But the volunteer must be a lady.
It's if I remember well, it returns maybe the first part of the data or something.
The first part.
I'm not really sure.
How many rows of data does it return? I think I said that.
I think we were to specify like.
Yes, the head function should.
If we don't specify, because I think the last time you're using 60. We had
Yeah, if you don't specify, by default it is 5. And now you need to know. I think now you know.
oh yeah.
Yes, I think I said that.
Yeah, good thanks.
You should take note of that. The head function will always, if you use the head function without specifying the number of rows that you want to retrieve, by default it will give you the first five, um, the first five what? The first five uh, rows. These are some of the basics that you will like you will be asked in your interview. And so it's good to know these things. You can just have a random question, then you ask me, what does the head function do in maybe data analysis? You'll be surprised to see such questions. So yeah, it's good to know. Um, so we can check if you have read our data successfully. Just just try to print. That's why we have these functions that such as head. You're just trying to check if you have the data before even you proceed to other parts. And I think you guys, you can see that I have successfully read my data. So it is just only after these after successful read of you have read like the data, you can already proceed now to even draw in whatever you want to draw. Because I don't think you can draw scatter plots with zero data points. So it's always good to check that, and then you can even go. It's always good to comment out these. Uh, check if data frame has data. Now because you are reading from an external source, otherwise you will have to write a lot of code, and then when you try to run, you realize that even you don't have you didn't read the data. So let me comment out these two lines of code here. So thing the next thing now, you must now specify your x and y. The x and your y, what your y axis. So in this case, I want the max pass, this one, to be on the x-axis, and I want the calories to be on the x-axis, on the y-axis. Sorry. So I'll just have to uncomment these, and then after assigning values to x-axis and the y-axis, I think I should even complete this so that you guys, you can start. Let me just use another score, x-axis and y-axis here. And then now it's now, because you have now the x and y, the x-axis values and y-axis values. You cannot draw a scatter. You can just pass your values here, that is the x-axis axis of values, and y-axis values axis values. Then you can show that. So if you try to rerun these, I think now you guys, you're able now to see that we have some scatters drawn. That is the scatters for is this the max percent calories. I'm sure there is that relationship between the calories and max pass. But in this case, our interest is just knowing how to use an external what external data in drawing these scatter plots. You're just going now to go further based on the questions that you were asked to maybe have a report on what maybe you are visualizing here. But in this case, our interest is just doing these scatter plots. Now, after knowing to draw these scatter plots, you go now further to like telling us what are these scatters means. We have a whole report maybe trying to explain this. But at least now you can see how you can use you can use external data sets to draw scatter plots. Um, with the plt.scatter, you notice that you have just passed two values here. That is the x-axis and the y-axis. So the rest part of the code remains the same. That is labeling. You can use the label function again to indicate the axis. Even use the title function again to label your to label your to label your scatter plot. So I think I can just move very fast to how maybe you can draw. Let me see. That one was an example of a scatter plot. That one was a histogram. You can draw all these kind of graphs now using an external source of data. Like let me see if I have a mm, I think that is that with external data what external data sources. So it will always like depend. Just we had passed. Let us just see how you can make maybe is it a line plot? A line plot using data set. So we can have another we can comment out this. We use an external data source. So we are going just to have a data frame here, which is equals to we imported pandas here. Let me just import pandas is pd. So that we're going to read our data here. We're going to have what? Let me should we draw? Let me see the data that you're going to use here. Is that part? Does this data contain? Let me just just for the this one is just for the sake of drawing, but let us just use the data.csv file. Why is this? Let me just check this. Yeah, it's just right here. So we are going, let us just try to read this. pd.read, use read underscore csv, and then we just pass in our, I'm assuming that data set is in content. Then we have just see this. Can I remember this file stuff? Oops. This one has just decided to disappear. I think I can just read that from here. What is this? Is it content stroke? So something to do with the sample underscore data. Let me just confirm that so that we cannot land into errors. I think I can just copy this path. What is this? Can it? What was that? I think it's here. Let me just paste that. That is content underscore sample underscore data. Yeah, just right here. So having this now data, having this data, I think I can even just try to check if I have read the data successfully. You can just even comment out this just to see if I have the data with me. Now let me just try to print this. I'm not able to read this. Control. What is the problem here? I'm not able to read that data. Oops. Let me just copy this one in a different cell and see what is not happening here. Let me just try to add a message here. Is this being running or? Are you guys hearing me?